Kamala Harris broke table that a lot of people are scared of breaking. You guys, how will it feel that you use your own hard-earned money to buy tickets? Now, you're going for this book show, and the next thing that these MAGAs can actually put up and start displaying is they want to protest. So, were they thinking of they actually want to destroy all the hard work of this woman that she has planned, or what were they actually thinking is what I cannot really wrap my head into, because that it makes sense to me that I paid money for tickets, cost me thousands of dollars to get that ticket, and then the moment the show starts, some of this MAGA fans want to start protesting in that same place. This woman literally stood up and shut all of them up, telling them to their faces that she is not their president. And if they actually want to protest, they should look for the White House to go and protest. I was so excited because I love the boldness, the courage, and every single thing that actually came out of this clip. In today's video, let's explore some of the unfiltered and honest reactions coming from Americans, especially my own people, Black Americans. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. With that being said, let's dive right into this video.
And you know, I sometimes think about, you know what, I am not president of the United States.
I'm honestly kind of shocked that Kamala didn't pop off on the protesters sooner. But you know, it was bound to happen. But yeah, in general, I just think it's pointless for the left to be protesting Kamala at this time. Like, there's a literal fascist that's in the White House right now. You know, I really feel like our energy should be mainly focused on the fascist than the person that lost. The person who isn't even in any, like, political positions at the moment. Like, I really think that our energy really should be focused on the people who are actually in positions of power right now, who are actually causing, like, harm to people currently. And when I say all that, I'm not saying that Kamala, you know, is beyond criticism or shouldn't be held accountable or anything like that. It's just, you know, if I had to choose between protesting a woman who's just selling her book over a nigga who's, you know, deploying National Guards and sending ICE agents out to snatch people away from their families, I know which person I'd rather protest.
Or these protesters show up to Kamala Harris events and actively in 4K show how they quite literally don't care about anything happening domestically. They only care about a country 7,000 miles away. The more I want them to keep doing it, because it just holds up a mirror to what they care about versus what we're currently going through in this country right now. I want everyone to see how unnecessary online leftists are and how inconsequential they are to the overall voting base. Because when these videos post, people were like, she needs to be held accountable. She needs to be held accountable. You're seeing less of those comments and more of the, okay, guys, I hear what you're saying, but are we going to talk about what Trump's doing right now? In their pursuit for justice, they are openly saying they don't give a shit about the healthcare in the U.S. They don't give a shit about all the programs that are going to be cut because the Republicans, they care nothing and only have a heart for the things they're not even doing anything to disrupt or change or influence at all. They're just setting themselves up to never be taken seriously in the future. They don't want compromise. They don't want actually to work within the confines of the government. They just want it all to burn down. So when we come around to the next election and all these new candidates are going to start popping up, they're going to have their purity tests, but no one's going to listen to them because there's a sect of people that realize they fucked up and they focused on the wrong shit in 2024. And they are going to try to course correct in 2026 or whatever election they have coming up. And so keep interrupting her book tour. It only makes people want to read this book more. And it highlights the fact that they're too chicken shit to actually march down to the White House as opposed to showing them in DC yelling at Kamala Harris. They could have walked down the street. They don't want to put their own bodies at risk, but they will yell at a black lady People that just get online and complain are never going to be taken seriously because you have no action items. Yell at Kamala Harris, step one. What's step two? What's step two? Well, good luck with the continued protests. Man, you guys are feckless and useless. And I used to hate it, and now I kind of love it because Kamala Harris quite literally doesn't give a shit. She's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. You can complain to me all you want. Go complain to the person in charge. Because remember, you don't want me. You don't want me in charge. But you want me to do a job I wasn't hired for. Nar. Nar. Okay, all right. You guys have a good one.
President of the United States. You want to
I don't know. I say this all the time, and I'm gonna just start it off this way. Google is free. Big Sister General, she was never the president. She was the vice president. There's that. And she hasn't been the acting vice president since the election. So there's that. Showing up at her book signings and her speaking engagements, demanding that she do something about current global, social, financial, national issues. It's kind of like going to a restaurant and placing your order, not getting your food, but going to talk to the valet about it. Yeah, about that. Google is free, just in case you didn't know. And Big Sister General is a civilian now. It's crazy. She was on the ballot. And, she was running for a position where you could actually call her office or show up, and she would be responsible for some of the stuff y'all are talking about right now, but she not. You probably didn't vote for her, or you might have told people not to vote for her. That's crazy. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to get back to my homework. I'm going to protect my peace and my mental health.
I just need to remind the Kamala Nevers who are going around to her book tour, screaming and shouting and yelling for her to do something. Don't buy a fucking ticket. Because why? There's a whole ass white man living at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Y'all should be protesting at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to that white man over there who's making your life hard right now, who is also going after the Palestinian community in Palestine, not the U.S. Palestinians, because those are the bitches who are standing outside doing the Kamala Nevers and begging and screaming and shouting and whining and crying about why she is not doing anything. She's a U.S. citizen. She's a regular person. She's no longer in the office of any form of the presidency or vice president. She is former. You want someone to bitch and complain about what's happening in this country? Go talk about the man y'all voted for. Go talk to the man that you guys put in office. She's not the fucking one. Leave her alone.
The fuck y'all don't understand is Kamala Harris don't have to play by the fucking rules no more. She don't have to be cute and coy. So when you walk up in her shit and you disrespect her shit, you gonna get this.
You know what? I am not president of the United States.
That woman has had enough of y'all asses. Shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down or don't buy a ticket. We are tired of y'all Kamala Nevers. Take your ass to the White House. See, I think y'all forgot something. I think y'all forgot Kamala Harris is black. She grew up at a black HBCU. She don't know nothing else but being a black woman. And when you push a black woman in a corner, she gonna set shit off. She gonna be on y'all necks every fucking time. These motherfuckers are crazy. Y'all keep playing with her. She really gonna show y'all who the fuck she is, okay? Don't let that silk press fool you, baby, because we do code switching this hoe. And I'm loving every minute of it. Leave that black woman alone. for she really put her foot in y'all ass.
Kamala Harris at her book tour, people are in there celebrating her being a war criminal, and it's absolutely abhorrent. She went right-wing on all of her policies. She needs to be held to account for her crimes in Palestine, her crimes here, her crimes are across the world. It's disgusting, and she must be held to account.
From the United States of Embarrassment, I have your breaking good news. Now, I'm going to just start it all off with Big Sister General and her words and remarks on the GOP and MAGA. Here we go.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their mind. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
I just love when people can cuss and cuss really, really well. And I know that motherfucker is her favorite cuss word. So, yeah, if you were ever wondering or confused on if you were on the right side, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Also, I was just thinking randomly about my childhood. And do y'all remember when you went to school in elementary school, there was this presentation, right? And everyone went out into maybe like the parking lot or the whatever, and the football field. And there was this whole presentation of somebody drunk driving, and there was the fire trucks, and somebody died because what is that? Why is that right here? It was like a whole transition. You saw what happened, and then at the end, the person died, and everybody was crying. Am I making this up? Somebody also said, I saw another post said that there was a field trip. They took their students on a field trip someone else said when they were younger, they went to pick cotton on a field trip. What? Can anybody relate? Can anybody say, yeah, we did pick cotton when I was in school? My mama would never sign off on a permission slip for that. I would never sign off on a permission slip like that. Like, why? Anywho, podcast releasing today, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Oh my God, this shit is happening. And as always, I will be available to provide you with breaking good news to outweigh the bad.
Madam Vice President really said, there is so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds, when in fact, these motherfuckers is crazy. No, because why did she say how we are all feeling? No, because I genuinely feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, what rights am I about to lose today? What traumatic video is going to come across my TL and bring me to tears? It's the way that every morning I must start it off with journaling and meditating because I don't want to pop off on the wrong person. Let's go ahead and read an excerpt from my journal. P.S. These haters and give them what they said you couldn't do and prove them wrong. She had a lot to say. Like, Buki, is everything okay? Y'all, my journal has gotten so crazy. At one point I wrote here, I'm going to have to burn this. Damn, is it so good? You know, that coconut tree lady, she was really onto something. She really always comes with a gem, a quote, a word. Shout out to you, Madam Vice President.
About these protests interrupting Kamala Harris's book tour. She's not in office. She's a private citizen. So what's the actual goal here? Protest is supposed to challenge power, not chase cameras. Kamala Harris doesn't control foreign policy anymore. So when activists derail her book events, it feels less like resistance and more like a performance. Real accountability lives in the White House, Congress, and ICE offices, not at a bookstore or an event. And yes, what's happening overseas is horrific. The genocide is real and it deserves outrage. But yelling at a former official during a signing won't stop it. And it didn't when she was vice president either. What's worse is how selective the outrage has become. These same protesters aren't standing in front of the White House gates, the National Guard, or in front of ICE detention centers, the places where they might actually be in harm's way. They pick the safest target and call it bravery. Meanwhile, America is crumbling. Hospitals are closing, housing costs are soaring, violence and poverty rising. If we care about justice, it has to exist here and abroad.
Protests should confront real power, not perform for social media. Otherwise, it's just noise. And this country already has more than enough of that.
Oh, Kamala can cuss that good? Come on, sip a little tea with AT. Let's talk about it. So Kamala Harris, y'all kept trying to say she got this side in her, baby. It came out last night. Because y'all know only a black mama can cuss that good. Oh, y'all, she was up there. She was just talking, and she talking about, and they want us to think that we'd have lost our mind, but the whole time, these motherfuckers crazy. That's what she said. These motherfuckers crazy. Come on, clock it, Kamala. Kamala say, look at here. Y'all can't judge me no more. Y'all kept me out the White House because I got this black girl magic, baby. Y'all kept me out for that reason. And y'all think y'all gonna keep me from saying what I want to say, and I ain't in there no more? Shit, Kamala say these motherfuckers crazy. If y'all ain't went to go see the clip, go look it up. Kamala Harris say she cussing, baby. Y'all, guess what? I ain't even mad at her either. Clock it. Still was very professional with saying her cuss words. Thank y'all for sipping a little more tea with AT. Bye, y'all.
Thought it would be a good idea to interrupt the Kamala Harris event where she's promoting her book, 107 Days. And let's just say that Kamala Harris has had it with y'all. Watch.
You know what? I am not president of the United States. You want to go to the White House and talk to him? Then go on and do that.
Can someone explain to me the wisdom behind purchasing a ticket that costs hundreds of dollars just to get tossed from that event?
TMZ is reporting that Kamala Harris, during a recent speech promoting her book tour, said these motherfuckers are crazy.
It's back to my point about helping people just put a label on it, even if it doesn't change the circumstance. Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
You know what I love about that? I love that since this administration, that a lot of us, they've changed the rules of engagement. Yeah, they've dragged us into the gutter. Yeah, they've created a clown show. Yeah, they've dismantled rules of decorum.
Wait, black people say motherfuckers is crazy. Yo, these motherfuckers are crazy. You know, one of my favorite memes is Kamala Harris doing this. That's one of my favorite memes. Whenever they show the Republicans doing all their shenanigans and all the crazy shit that they've been doing, all this cartoonish ass behavior, and there's always a meme in some of the comments where Kamala Harris is like, well, she was at some conference or whatever, and she just goes,
When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
These motherfuckers are crazy. She is holding no punches. And usually when you're in a political, you're in a political scene, you don't ever hear anybody curse. These motherfuckers are crazy. That was the best. Now I'm waiting for Obama. I'm waiting for Obama to snap. Obama has to snap. Trump is he really is. And I'm tired of this shit. He's going to f around and find out. I'm waiting for that. But Kamala Harris, you've just proven to me the way you said motherfucker. Oh, you black. You black. She black and Indian, but nah. Kamala wouldn't say it. Because if you was really Indian, you'd have been like, these motherfuckers. You wouldn't even said motherfucker. You said mother are crazy. I cannot take it. She said, these motherfuckers is crazy. That just proves just the way you said motherfucker. She black.
You is going to be about Kamala, so if you don't want to see anything about Kamala, you can keep on scrolling. But for anybody that wants to see what I'm getting ready to show you, just take a listen.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
And to that, Kamala said exactly what all of us is thinking right now. Because these MFs have lost their minds. They think we all crazy, but we are not. But again, every time I do a Kamala post, I'm going to keep on saying, she is what we would have had in that White House. over and over, I'm going to keep on saying we would have had so much peace. Because who don't want peace right now? And who is tired of all the chaos? I know I am. But yeah, she said exactly what all of us are thinking right now. We are all sick and tired, and they all is some crazy MFers.
Somebody interrupted Kamala Harris' second show last night. Oh, a few people. But she's tired of your bullshit. She is fucking tired. You know what she said? Let's roll the clip.
You know what? I am not president of the United States. You want to go to the White House and talk to him? Then go on and do that.
She said, go to the fucking White House and complain. Go do that. That's what she said. If you didn't understand what she said. Because you all been playing with this lady. She's not the president of the United States. And I don't want to hear the bullshit about, oh, she was the vice president. Fuck that. She wasn't the president of the United States. Go tell Trump about it. Go tell him about the government shutdown and how many people going to lose their health care and how many people health insurance going to raise. Go talk about that. Leave that lady alone. What the fuck she have to do with what's going on with the government now? You are going to these book shows to talk about Trump business. That's not her problem now. You all forget what you want to forget. Leave that lady alone. She was there. She's done. She's gone.
Anyways, that's all the clips I got for you guys. You guys, I was so super excited when I actually saw that reaction actually coming out, because let it make sense to me that I'm just here to showcase my handwork and what I'm good with, and you are bringing the problem of the country down to my table. I am not your president. If you have any issue that you need to sort out with your president, you have to go to the White House and do the protest there. That is the right place for you to protest. Not coming to my book show and then you want to come start pulling out your stunts and telling her to do what for the economy. The last time I checked, she did not ask anybody to vote for this particular person. The last time I checked, she did not ask any citizens to put Trump in the seat. The last time I checked, Kamala was just sitting on her own jejely. And it is so annoying that some of these folks will use their money to buy tickets. And then after buying the tickets, they go out there to put out stunts. That means they did not really buy those tickets because they actually want to go for the show. They actually want to use another means to destroy the show for Kamala. And the good part of what Kamala did that I love so much is for she to stand up boldly, tell them to their face that number one, she is not their president. So if they have any issue relating the economy or any single thing, they should look for their president, which is going straight to the White House, because that is why it is actually called White House. So if they want to protest and want to impeach anybody, they should do it peacefully without being able to interrupt her occasion. You can hear for other Americans as well, where a lot of black women especially are really happy that this woman literally shut them up. Instead of them planning to destroy her show, she actually robbed them another disgrace. You understand? So this is the typical example of F around and find out. Because one thing I find out with these MAGAs is they really do not know where to react and how to react at the same time. They just choose to do whatsoever they think they can do because they are MAGAs. And I'm happy that their birds were not only kicked out, but they were whooped and kicked out of that show. If you have actually seen any of those clips, let me know in the comment section. Do you think that going to Kamala Harris' show and pulling out all of those stunts are actually the right thing to do? Is that a place to discuss economy and food stamp, EBT, DEI? Is that a place that we need to know that, oh, what do we do to bring Trump down? Is that a place for that kind of discussion? And a lot of people should be able to know that this woman literally is just on her own, minding her business. Because I remember one certain time where they said most of her securities were actually going to be taken away from her and so on and so forth. But she is still minding her business, trying her possible best to ensure that she stands as a woman, not relying solely 100% on the White House. But at the end of the day, we have MAGAs. MAGAs, so we always be MAGAs. And one lady, I saw a particular lady's video that said, the full meaning of MAGAS should not only be Make America Great Again, but there's how she twisted it that I cannot really say it here, because you guys know that we do not support any form of violence here, right? And I totally agree with that lady when I actually saw that video, because it looked like these people just go ahead to just react, say things, do things just because they want to provoke a certain individual. We have the president there, we have the vice president there, we have every single person that if you want to pour out your anger, your aggression, and every single thing when it comes to the economy, when it comes to your food stamp being taken, when it comes to you being a MAGA and regretting being a MAGA, move. Go to the White House. Go and display. Go to Washington. Go and show them who you are. So that at the end of the day, they will know that you are actually serious. It is not on her show that you want to come and act all of that serious. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And guys, I want to really get your opinion from in the comment section. We do not fight here, just for educational purpose, right? And yeah, with no further ado, I do like to say in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.